Right. Hello and welcome to Nonsense Hammer. We are doing a Path to Glory. Emma,
yes.
Would you like to tell us what and why and how and all those wonderful things, as this is your baby, kind of?
Is it?
It's both of our thing, but you were the one who was keen on getting into it.
Well, we decided to do a Path to Glory series with the Ravaged Coast book having come out recently. So we're going to work our way through the games in that. We have Stormcast Eternals versus Ogors Tribes, which we'll show you our armies in a second. We've both started with the lowest Path to Glory ranking. We're doing 1,000 points each. And then we're going to progress through the games in the book in order and keep you updated as to what's occurred. We haven't played a Path to Glory since 3rd edition.
Yeah, that's how we started our thing.
That's how we...
It was Finnegan Hoolacraft versus Rhino Grimjaw.
I don't know who these people are.
It was your Lord Relictor, who was your leader, versus Rhino, who is my mega boss.
Yes.
And we played Iron Jaws versus Stormcast.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we did.
I mean, we still do, yes.
We still do. We still do. So yes, I'm going back to Stormcast Eternals with some units that I've not played before or I've not played a lot of, including one, what's the word I'm looking for?
You've made an Anvil of Apotheosis
Anvil of Apotheosis,
character.
One sort of
Custom-made.
Custom-made, thank you, that's the word I was looking for. With one custom-made character called Nathan Shadrock.
Which is broke as shit. What?
What do you mean?
The rules on him were so mean and
Oh.
janky, and then I compared him to a Stonehorn, and I realised that it's not as bad.
Have you got a Stonehorn?
No, he's not. He's sleeping for now.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You'll get him later. So.
To explain why he's sleeping, and to explain a little bit more about what this is for those that don't know. So, Path to Glory, Ravaged Coast follows on from the Scaventide box that we started all in August. Remember when the Skaven came in and kicked the arse of all the Stormcast on Howl's Crown? Well, now we're going to Howl's Claw, which is just to the south. The plan here is that there's a map, which you will have seen at the beginning of this video, hopefully, if Steve's done good, where they're working down the Adamantine Chain, which is a mountain series to the west of the actual Ravaged Coast itself, where the cities of Skaven have punched through Akshi and are starting to try to take over the world in the way they want to. I don't know why Skaven are German to me.
I don't know, but you do it every time.
Maybe it's just that world domination thing. We're going to move away from our real world politics and continue with Ravaged Coast. So,
yes.
You start with a general, which you've picked to be your warlord. There's a bit more narrative than usual. You build a army roster from the very beginning, and it's set in stone then. Rather than being a bit more like Crusade, where you might go, I've just got a roster and I pool it into the list I want to play.
Yep.
Unlike the core rulebook, you'll be playing with actual battle scars, so if you fall in battle, it will actually affect you rather than just being, oh, silly, get back up. We are also agreeing that uniques are allowed.
Uniques are allowed.
So it might mean that I'm allowed Kragnos at some point.
Yeah, when you get him. Yep.
And that means you're going to allow Karazai. Oh, God.
Yes.
Anyway, but yes, we've got your Anvil of Apotheosis. We have paths for every unit as they come up, as you rank up in the rounds. How do we rank up? Do you remember?
You score Emberstone shards.
Bosh.
And you spend them to get better abilities or units or whatever.
Yeah. Instead of 3rd edition's points of renown, we're now fighting over Emberstone shards. As you'll see when we get into the game, there are now clusters on the board. Rather than doing battle tactics, we're fighting over who controls clusters that you dig up as an action at the end of your turn. If you want to know a bit more, go buy yourself a copy of the book or play around with some friends. You should be able to get a bit more about it. We're not going to go into detail about it because there's already so many reviews and talkouts. But we wanted something for those that actually want to see the play of the series rather than actually just seeing another person sitting down and reading the book out loud to you. No offence to people who do that.
No, we actually wanted to play it.
Yeah. So we're hoping to do this in such a way that rather than rolling it off at random, we're going to play every game sequentially, and we're going to play it as a Path to Glory campaign. The only difference that might happen is that because it's only two of us, if one army falls, because you can actually have your army burn out if all the heroes die, your army then becomes absolutely obsolete. It might mean that later down the line, one of us has to now roll up a new army of renown, or a new Path to Glory army to take the mantle that was the previous person's army.
Yeah.
But more on that if it happens.
If it happens.
Fingers crossed that it doesn't. Claws crossed it does, because I've got Skaven that I want to play.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, shall we go over what we've got deployed? Would you like to go first, or shall I go first?
I will go first. Going left to right, we have a set of Liberators with their hammers all ready to smack stuff. We have Lord Veritant, who is my priest, with his Griff Crow, who is just a token. Sad that the Griff Crow doesn't actually do anything. Following on from that, we've got Lord Terry Terminus and a set of Reclusions.
I always think of Brooklyn Nine-Nine when you call him Terry Terminus.
So Terminus. And then on the far right, we've got another set of Liberators.
What about his
with
friends?
hammers.
Did you
A
say
set of Reclusions, yeah.
Excuse me, I might have tuned out over that part.
You did.
Because I hate them.
You were talking. And Terry and the Reclusions have their Memento Mori tokens. That's the
I
word.
think they're just called memoriams.
I don't know what they're called, but they have I can't remember what they're called. Cool. And then in the Celestial Realm we have Nathan Shadrock, Lord Badass, who is just in the Celestial Realm waiting to come down and cause havoc, which is, we did a practice game of this last week and he wreaked utter destruction over everybody. So, once my army on the ground is deleted, he will come in and cause problems.
Yeah, if you do know, I don't believe there is a thing, but there was a part of me in my brain that went, because that's your general.
Yes.
I was wondering if the general can go into the Celestial Realm. Doesn't seem to be anything in your battle traits that says no.
We can't find anything. Sorry, just yawning. We can't find anything that says yes or no to that, so I just stuck him in the Celestial Realm. So if you know a secret rule that says your general can't be in the Celestial Realm, let us know. Keep it to yourselves.
And you still get, although you don't get heroic traits and artifacts of power until you've unlocked them with your Emberstone shards.
Yes.
What battle formation have you gone for?
So we've gone for Sentinels of the Bleak Citadel. So every hero phase, I can give a ward of 5+ to something that has the Reclusion keyword, which is everything apart from the Liberators.
Excellent.
Yes, and apparently, it doesn't say you can't, so you can give it to the same army, same unit more than once. And then I cannot remember I've taken the Path of the Storm for the Path to Glory, and I can't remember what I get with that, so I will look through my book and find out.
I'm sure you can tell us that shortly. Yes. So, and you are, just as you are... I've deleted a thing in my side, so it means...
I'm really concerned that the battery's going to die on this camera.
I don't know. I'm just going to continue going as I was planned. 930 points.
I'm the same as you.
Yes, that's what I was trying to look up.
Yes.
And that's you at 930 points. Right, so I have a small spearhead because I couldn't really work out what to take out from it. The spearhead is so strong with the ogres that it felt the best way to head into it. So I've got the leader of my Ogre Moor tribes who will be leading the Gutbuster variants that we're running for this one. We've got Lemmy the White Whale, who is my tyrant, and he's leading his boys in a single regiment as the general's regiment. I have a set of 6 Ogre Gluttons.
Where is he?
Is this gentleman in the middle?
Oh, is that one? Okay.
They'll be seeing panning views here, so they don't have to worry about us not seeing which one's which. Next to him, there are 6 Ogre Gluttons, and the other side there are 4 Lead Bouchers with their Noblar tokens. On the flanks, I have my industrious motorbikers, or mortarbikers, because they're more tribes.
Very fun.
Ha! Oh, God, if only Anyway. So we have the road crew in the Iron Blaster with his moving itinerary of toolboxes to fix up any bikes that might go down. And we have the first chapter of the Mournfang bikers, who should be Mournfang Pack, but obviously I've converted them from war bikers from Orcs in 40k, because I wanted to go for a more motorbike theme. That is the army at 930. Like you, I'm running the Black Powder Fanatics, which means that Lead Belchers and the Iron Blaster can have shooting combat if they're in combat range of an Ogre Moor Tribes hero, which is why they're just cuddling up to him so closely. And I look forward to trampling, charging, and eating anything that isn't covered in gold later. Right, well, we have that. We now just need to discuss what the actual game is. This seems to be the final part. We are playing the first game in the first section of the...
Why did you close the book?
Because we were talking and it didn't make sense at the time. Anyway, we are playing the Scorched Outskirts Battleplan, which is Rift in the Peaks. Yes. There are 3 objectives in the middle of the board, and there will be 1 point scored for each of the objectives controlled by the player at the end of their turn that is not contested by enemy units. So you need to completely decimate anything that's near the objective to score it. Our 2 Emberstone clusters are on the outskirts of the actual battlefield as well. The first 2 have to go into neutral territory and more than 6 inches away from everything, and that's why they are where they are. That's all that needs to be said. I was a 1 drop, you were a 2 drop, so I have choice.
Yeah.
And as usual, you're going to hate me. I want to see how close the Stormcast can get so I can eat them in turn 1.
Okay, cool.
Back in a moment. Bye.
Bye. Welcome to, I don't know what that face was, it looked really dumb. Welcome to Stormcast Turn 1, in which literally nothing has happened. If you bring the camera down to the board, you will see that what we did was my hero phase put Finest Hour onto the Reclusions. So these guys here get +1 to wounds, +1 to saves until my next hero phase. I'm also giving them 5+ ward, sorry, I didn't say that out loud. And then we just moved stuff, and the way I moved stuff was we ran everything because none of these things shoot. So we just ran everything. These Liberators on the far left auto-ran to take that objective over there, to take the Emberstone shard over there. Veritant tried to run but couldn't get enough to get onto that objective. And then everybody else managed to run 6. Just by rolling the dice, not auto-running, not all-out run or whatever it's called in this. They just managed to roll 6. So we have got this objective in the middle, this objective here, because we don't have tactics in this game. So I score 2 points for the 2 objectives I have. And then these Liberators over here on the far right, they decided to dig up the Emberstone shard, rolled a dice. On a 1, it would have done damage to everything in a certain radius, but I got a 3, so that is now our token until the ogres steal it back. And also with that, now while we have the token, we have -1 to saves and +1 to wounds.
Yep.
Yes. So I have to remember that currently their save while they have that token is a 4, not a 3.
Yeah, just for those that are a bit more interested and haven't got the book, basically you have a once per army end of turn ability to dig up Emberstone clusters.
Yes.
As Emma has just said, on a 1 you do D3 mortals to each unit within 3 inches of it, but you check who's controlling it like it would be an objective before you do it. So if I had units around there, the person that you'd pick a unit after you've worked out who controls it, to be the digger.
Yeah.
So if we have 2 units on it each, only one of them can dig it.
Yes.
On a 2 to 6, the unit that digs gets the token and becomes filled with rage.
Filled with rage.
Or hatred, I can't remember.
No, I think it's rage.
It's at the top of that page over there.
Filled with fury, we were both wrong.
But I knew it was an F something,
Yeah.
or...
I knew it was something
But yes.
synonym for rage.
But yes, so, and then we also have the other part, which is a bit scary, is that an all-out attack in this game means that you also get all-out attacked for the rest of the phase.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, if someone all-out attacks you, you automatically get it back.
Yeah.
Without a point.
Just whilst we're here, did you remember what your Path of the Storm did?
Yes, so my hero, Nathan Shadrock, has...
Being played by the Nitroconus.
Being played by the Nitroconus. Nicely fixed by Steve last night.
I was about to say, sworded this time.
His wounds are +1, so I've already written it on his sheet that his wounds were a 3 to get, they're now a 2 to get.
Nice. And I have gone for, I believe it's the reliable charge of the Path of the Warmonger, which basically means that my Tyrant can, rather than roll, if he hasn't ran or retreated, he can essentially, rather than rolling a charge roll, move 7 inches, and then that counts as him charging. So it's basically a guaranteed 7-inch charge rather than, which is quite useful when you play Ogres, because charges gets trampling charge.
Exactly. So yes, I've moved everything forward. You're about to kill everything.
But it's not about killing, it's about that token thing. And
yeah, you want the tokens.
Points don't really get you much other than you get like 3 Emberstone shards for winning a game.
Yeah. We did realise, well, I say realise, I reread the card again, that the Griff Crow that's with Vernon Veritant over here, if you are within 12 inches of him and you're an enemy, you cannot chant or cast spells while that Griff Crow's on the board. As soon as the Griff Crow goes...
I thought it was -1, not just can't.
No, you just can't.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, it's on the back of Veritant's card.
Stephen's just going to bend down and pick that up. That sounds quite nice.
It is, you can't, isn't it?
Subtract 1 from casting and enchanting
it's
rolls
subtract
within
one.
12.
Sorry.
Not you can't at all.
Okay, well,
otherwise,
subtract,
I am going to start Stormcast and I'm buying him because manifestations are the most problematic thing in this game at the moment.
You also don't have any prayers and spells.
Yet.
So
The first thing I'm getting once we level up is a butcher, because then I can cast spells and then I can get my Ravenex Jaws.
I don't know what that is, but I don't like the sound of it.
Don't worry.
Okay.
So
That's the end of my turn.
that has been your turn.
So
You've got 2 points to nil.
Yeah.
You have 1 Emberstone token now,
do.
so you're
I do.
already on the path to getting quite a few shards at the end of this game.
Yeah.
I will be back in a moment with Ogres. Oh, the only thing that happened for me, my Iron Blaster, we roll at the beginning of the game for what twist we are. We're on the Ashen Shore, so we rolled, and essentially I had to pick a unit to be the target, and the target couldn't be shot unless you were within 12 inches, which, as your only shooter is off the table at the moment, wasn't a problem, but we put it on the Iron Blaster.
You did also try and shoot me.
That was what was the next part. I tried to shoot your Reclusians.
And then you couldn't do it because the Ruination Chamber says that on a non-core ability, which is that shooting, if I roll a 4+, it is negated and you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
Right, I guess.
And I'm still not sure what non-core abilities are, so I'm like, is it a core ability? No.
Well, this is where we remember that each ability has keywords to tell us if it's core or not.
Yes, exactly. So, yes, before you do stuff, just tell me what it says.
That's fine. Yeah. Anyway, we will be back in a moment with Ogors Turn 1.
Yes.
welcome back. I destructed too hard. Hello, and welcome back to Ogre More Tribes Turn 1. Lemmy White Whale has finally been white whaled. The reason he's called White Whale is because in 3rd edition, Emma hated the Ogre More Tribes, and he was the leader who just kept coming in and killing everything, and he was her White Whale. Well, turn 1 of our Ogre More Tribes attempt to try kill the Stormcast, Lemmy is gone.
Lemmy was fighting Terry just here.
I did a stupid thing, and I regret my life. So, I went just forward with everything. I stupidly wasted a reroll of a charge that I shouldn't have. The Mournfang pack came over this way to deal with the Liberators and take that Emberstone cluster. As you can see by the flip token, they managed to dig it up. The lead
Also
vouchers,
killed 4 Liberators.
yes, with the trampling charge and then a little bit of smacky, we took out some boys. The Liberators, my Liberators. The lead vouchers put a measly wound onto Terry Terminus. And then the charge in with Rhino with Tyrant led for a further 2 wounds thanks to the trampling charge. I failed my charge that I wanted with these guys into the Reclusians. I needed a 10 to get into the Liberators down there thanks to Emma's clever
you needed less.
redeploy.
You needed 5, and then I managed to redeploy 5. So
Yeah.
took the token withers over here.
And then I rolled a 9 on the charge. I only needed a 6 to get into them, and I spent my CP to reroll thinking I'll try get down that way.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I rolled a double 1, so it didn't.
Oh, that's what happened. Sorry, I was making tea at that point, so I didn't
Yes.
see why you didn't charge
I
him.
did call out to you, so
Yeah,
you knew,
you did.
because I don't want you to feel like I'm cheating.
No,
anything.
you made me look
But
at your
also,
dice.
Why would I tell you I rolled a double 1 on a charge?
Yeah, just keep it to yourself. Roll again. No one needs to know.
But yeah, thanks to the Brawler Guts, I was able to do a bit more of charge here, damage there, because I actually rolled a 1 on the trampling charge. However, because it's on a 2-up and he gets +1 to his D3, it automatically gets it.
Yeah.
And that's all that happened. I went cockily and all-out attacked over here, thinking I'll be fine because they're not really going to survive. I had the same feeling as I all-out defensed in the middle with Tyrant into...
You sort of did what you wanted to over to the left.
Yeah, that side worked, and then everything over this way didn't.
No, yeah, you've got a lot of stuff over this side of the board.
I said this to you last night after looking at some of your models, I'm starting in the back of my brain going, I'd really like a what's they called? The Black Citadel lot.
Oh.
The Ruination.
Yeah,
I'd like a
Ruination
Ruination army, because I'd really like to do... Terry's model is really cool.
Terry is badass. Terry does 3 damage. And he also gets crit mortals. So when you rolled against me, I managed to get 1 crit mortal. Fine, there's 3 damage already. And then he only gets 4 attacks. And only 2 others went through. But that made 9, which was enough to kill Lemmy.
The 8-wound Tyrant,
Yeah.
yes.
Who I thought had
8
a ward.
health, sorry.
Yeah, 8 health. I thought he had a ward. He doesn't.
No,
he
I think he's had items before that give him a ward. That was it. It used to be used to take big names, and one of them was Death Cheater, so you'd get a 5-up ward.
Okay.
But yeah, that was that.
Cool.
I'll just flip Tyrant's card so I don't have to
Oh, is
worry
that how
about
you're doing it? Are you flipping cards?
it. So I can see I don't need to deal with them anymore. This is already going to be a short game. But yeah, that's been that. I only score 1 point over here, thanks to the...
I'll write it on the scores, don't
That's
we?
fine. And I've got a token over here, which is great. And now we need to roll off for round 2.
Come with me, camera. Dice.
It's a 3 for me.
I nearly rolled a d20. It's a 4 for me.
You get
I'll
to
go
choose.
first.
Cool. Well, I'm the underdog, so I'll quickly roll what our twist will be this round. On the Ash Storm, we have a 3, which means that Claggy Sands, rather than the Cinder School, which we had a minute ago, the underdog picks an enemy unit, subtract 2 from run rolls for that unit for the rest of the battle round.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to run, but
I don't think I'm going to run.
I'll put it on
I don't even think Nathan Shadrock's going to run, but you can't put it on him because he's not on the battlefield.
I'm going to put it on those Liberators over there.
That's fine.
Just in case they try to get away from me rather than coming and fighting. But yeah, that'll be that. We'll be back in a moment for Stormcast Turn 2.
Hello, welcome to Stormcast Turn 2, in which we have secured another 2 points for maintaining control of the objectives we have. We have also taken the Liberators over in that corner and just run away with the token in an effort to get out of your way.
Bravely bought Sir Robin, travelled from Camelot.
But they're just going to drag it round the board away from you.
It's clever.
I'm playing strategic. And then Terry killed, good job Tez, 2 of your things here. I can't remember what they're called.
They're lead belchers.
Lead belchers, killed 2, gone, bye. Did 9 damage again. It's a magic number. You over here killed my 1 remaining Liberator, which was fine. You don't like the Liberals, that's okay. And then the big boy arrived, Lord Badass himself, Nathan Shadrock, on Bernard Topley, his Draconith. Nathan Shadrock and Bernard Topley, Draconith at law. And then they didn't do anything. They just came down in the movement phase, but didn't get a charge. Spend a point to try and charge them. Again, didn't work. So they're just there, ready to shiz up. Because what they do, man, they are about to serve you the papers, because they're lawyers. Yeah, you're going to get served. But that's it. It was just 2 points because I kept control of those 2 objectives. You control that one over there, along with that Emberstone shard. I spent 2 command points re-rolling a charge and all-out attacking Terry. Good job. That's kind of where we are. Yay.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, I spent a fair few CP on a redeploy over here to move away from the reclusions and an all-out defence to try and deal with them. Luckily,
we lost a Memorian token.
Yes. We also tried to covering fire at Terry, but thanks to his warding, he was able to stop me.
Rise Ruination Chamber, wasn't it?
Is it an all-out? Is it a save that stops the Memorian, or is it a roll of 1 on the Memorian roll?
Roll of 1 on the Memorian deletes the Memorian token.
A roll of a save roll, not a Memorian roll.
No, a save roll. Yeah,
that's fine. I was just interested. Anyway, so yeah, that was it. That's all she wrote. We had an all-out defence, a covering fire, and a redeploy from my side of things.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Badass.
Shall we go into Ogors Turn 2 and see how we get on with this?
This is taking so little time.
This is why...
because we've got very small armies as well.
Depending on how Steve edits this, I think I'm in the impression that we're going to do this episodically. Yeah. So game 1 will be episode 1, game 2 will be episode 2. So you'll get a short video, but you'll get 2 short videos rather than the 1 longer video. But we'll talk about that in a little detail.
Yeah,
and also
finish this game 1, we'll see how long it's taken us to play and then what we do next.
And also, you as video watchers will already know what the answer was. Exactly. So let us know how you feel about the new format, if we've done something.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, welcome back. The Retribution team came in. So my prospects, as I have named them for the narrative that is the campaign, the prospects came in seeing that their glorious faction leader had been taken down by such a dastardly bastard. And they took out Terry. That's the big news. The littler news, the tiny news, was I rallied with my Mournfang pack to try to get some health, and then charged into Big Nathan, and Big Nathan took a measly 4 damage in total after trampling charges and attacks with their +1s. The one boy remains with 3 health left, and the other one was eaten alive by the dragon in front of him, bike and all. over this way, we got a very scary attack from the Terminals, which were, the Reclusions, who did a whole 8 damage to my big boy. And then he, thanks to the all-out attack they had, got +1s to hit, so I managed to take 1 back in response. And then I decided that this was the ultimate time to use Feast on Flesh, as these two fought, and also the Gluttons could have, but I was like, they don't need anything. This guy healed 3 back, so he's on 5 of his 8 taken now, and this one tried to do damage into Nathan, but was unfortunately not able to do anything. That was all she wrote. We take the middle.
That's the other guy over there that you were talking about.
We took the middle objective. We gave Veritant the other objective, and he's now staring down the barrel of a gun towards the lovelies that are the prospects, who are like, I want a motorbike, and I can see one mangled over there next to Nathan, so maybe I'll earn it. I don't know. Anyway, that's all that she wrote. Well, anything for you to say?
No, nothing for me at this point.
No, that's fine. So I'm still the underdog at 4-2 in my loss. Sorry, your favour. I was just remembering my point was a 1 for that one.
Yep.
Actually, we did something silly. I shouldn't have got a point there because it's objectives that you don't contest. Oh. So you would have got 2 for the first one, absolutely fine. The second time,
you had stuff on it.
I didn't have anything on that one. I didn't have anything on that one, so
no,
you were fine.
Didn't. It was just that one.
But that one, I shouldn't have got my first point, and that time I wouldn't. So I would actually be on 1 point, not 2.
Okay.
Just so I can correct myself.
Okay.
Excuse me for getting the rule wrong. It's because I'm so used to the thing of just control. It doesn't matter what's contesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's actually 1-4 for you.
All right,
So I'm still the underdog. Roll off for round 3 now. We're coming up to that problem of it's only 4-round game.
3.
I got a 3 as well, so you get to decide.
I'll go first.
Excellent. I will roll our twist. It's Cinder Squall again. Pick a unit, a friendly unit. For the rest of the round, it can't be picked to be the target of a shooting attack unless it's within 12 inches. Let's put it on the obvious one of the Gluttons.
Those ones with the big flag.
The big red boys, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, that's that. We'll come into round 3. Just what I was just mentioning there, at the end of round 4 we roll a dice, and if it's a 3 up then we get a round 5. And at the end of round 5 we roll again. If it's a 5 up we get a round 6, and it automatically ends at the end of round 6. So it could be that potentially the next round after this one is the final one. There could be some extra. We'll find out as we get there.
Okay.
Back in a moment.
That was a very short Stormcast Turn 3. Nothing really happened. We tried to heal Nathan Shadrock. He did not heal with healing storm prayers, both from himself and from Veritant. So he's on 10 wounds, but he killed your biker guy.
Oh, little Mournfang biker.
He's gone.
And he now has a token.
That was, and we took the token. So that was that. My Liberators ran away even further with their token because they want to keep it safe, and they're hidden behind some terrain. We got to bring back half of my destroyed Liberators rounded up, so 2.5 becomes 3. They're there. We tried to charge them in to these guys. They didn't charge. Fine. Did move Lord Veritant slightly further away from these ogres because they're not very nice. But he'll probably get taken down, but that's okay because I am another priest. And then these guys fought him and did no damage.
Yeah, so, that was the final climactic.
It was a really bad roll.
Your Reclusions, your Reclusions haven't been rolling great, but Terry did brilliant.
Yeah.
And that way.
So they just didn't do. He needs 4 wounds to die, and they didn't do anything because that first roll was terrible.
Yeah.
So I got 2 points for the 2 objectives I have.
Yep. So, we also realised that I screwed up in that last chat, and I'm actually on 2 points, not the one that I thought I was on. The thing I will point out, you're saying, oh no, it's not really doing much, but you have locked up my big cannon for 2 rounds now.
Yeah, there is that.
It's not been able to shoot because it hasn't got shooting combat.
No.
Its attacks are weak and weedy because it's 4s and 2s, no rend, and 4s and 2s, rend 1, and there's 2 attacks each of those.
Yeah.
So, it's struggling to take down a Reclusian, especially if you find Sauron and then you're all out defence that you've done over the last 2 bits.
It's a bit like nothing really happened.
I've rallied my lead belchers to try bring another boy back, but unfortunately was only able to heal the wound which was on them.
Yes.
And and then as we've already highlighted, the first chapter are down, and we're going to be coming back in a moment with Ogors Turn 3. It might potentially be a talk out after that.
We might be getting to that.
But we'll see in a moment.
You've not got very much on the board. There's 2 separate units here, right?
Yeah, so the 2 with the big cannons in their hands are the lead belchers, and the 4 with the red trousers, I've done it that way to kind of keep them as well. So the one with the blue trousers are the shooters, and the ones with the red trousers are the big smacky boys.
So you have
which are my gluttons.
3 units left on board.
Yep.
I have 5.
Yep.
5.
You have 5 units, of which 1 is locking up my big cannon.
Yeah, 1 is locking up the big cannon. 1's over there with a token, so it isn't going to be impacted
that's a problem.
Soon, unless you can somehow get across there. Nathan is now free to fly over because he can fly 12.
Yeah, he's my big problem at the moment. Is because of his size and also his health. I'm worrying how I deal with that, but we'll get there.
He's on 10 wounds, so he is taken downable.
Yeah.
If Veritant dies. I have another priest in Nathan. So, but to be honest, I've not managed to cast any prayers yet because my prayer roll's been really bad. So, it's kind of a.
I think also we were just saying this before we started filming it. There's that thing of because it's the first game of the Path to Glory.
Yeah.
Everything feels just a little wet fish rather than.
Yeah,
it's gentle slapping rather. I mean, I say that. Terry absolutely decimated before he died.
Terry's the MVP of this game.
And my ogres are the MVP for me.
Yeah.
After the nastiness that they did. I think the Mournfang Pack did a great job.
Yeah.
I think I might need to reinforce them, but that means
in terms of scores, we're on 6 for Stormcast, 2 for Ogres.
So you're basically going to beat me at this point.
Yeah, because you would need 4 at this point to draw level with me, which you can't get because of where stuff is.
I'll get 1 for that one in the middle.
Unless you split them and half run over there. I could
potentially get 3 points in this and start to claw back, but it's then also it's choosing where do I want the battleground to be.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's not about the scoring; it's about these tokens. So I can get more for winning the game, but then you're also going to get these 2 that you've got from here.
Yeah.
But we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
Back in a moment for Ogres Turn 3. That didn't go according to plan. I spent a lot of the beginning of my hero phases, I'm hero-less, trying to work out what to do. And did a lot of measuring. I was hoping to get the gluttons into Nathan to just kind of smash him. But there's an annoying little Veritant in the way. And I decided to try get the gluttons as my biggest chance further towards those boys over in the corner by charging towards the half guard, if you will. Half, not half guard, as in like the fire slayers. Anyway, I charged the gluttons into these 3 liberators over here, so they can then next turn, if they survive, try to get towards those liberators in the corner, or at least I might entice them to come out and try to do some things. The poor Iron Blaster tried to go out on a Hail Mary with an all-out attack in combat into the Reclusians.
He did try.
The Lead Belchers tried to shoot them from behind in an attempt, but nothing happened. And that was all she wrote. We did a massive amount of damage to those Liberators over there with the 14 attacks that went through out of the 21 that were available. You took one down in response beforehand. And
we did something.
And then, the fight over here, there was a measly nothing into the Reclusions before they took out the Iron Blaster in double his health because he had 3 wounds left. He did 8 damage and he's a 9 health character. So, yeah, that's all she wrote. Not really much else to say other than I got 1 point for the middle, so I'm still the underdoge. Shall we do the roll-off around 4?
Let's do it quickly because the battery's dying.
Oh, no.
No, I know. 6.
You got 5. I got 5, sorry. So
I got 6.
You get to choose who goes first.
I'll go first.
You go first. Let's come back in a moment with Stormcast Turn 4, potentially the last round of the game. Hello, and welcome back to the obvious winner. So, game 1. Yeah, disgusting.
I'm going for like a sort of political, I stand by my man while he apologises to the nation.
I don't understand why I'm having to apologise for the absolute... The pain that you put me through in that game. So, as you will have probably seen, would you like to talk us about the tabling that you just did?
It was my turn 4. As you saw, we rolled. I went first. I destroyed everything that was left. Well, technically not. You had one of your lead belchers.
The glutton champion remained on 2 wounds.
Nathan Shadrock.
Yes.
So Nathan killed everything else. Left one guy standing. The Reclusions killed the cannon. So that's gone. So the only model you had left at the end of my turn was that one guy. Okay, that one guy. We auto-ran Veritant onto the middle objective so I could score 3 objectives. Strategy, putting me on 9 points at the end of my turn. There was no point playing.
No, because like we said, I was locked in combat. I would take D3 damage, which if I just roll 1, if I take a 2 or a 3, he takes 1, so he'd be on 1 wound, but I had retreated, meaning you'd just be able to kill me at the end of the round anyway.
Yeah.
So he'd go with a slap in the face to your boy, and you would have stopped him taking command, so he couldn't all that defense anyway. So therefore, the 2 wounds which would have inevitably gone through would have just killed him, making the tabling in my turn. Where I would have scored nothing. So it's
your turn that we played out was mostly just was us rolling off whether or not you could take commands. That was it.
Yeah. So it was a 9-3 game.
So it was a 9-3 victory to the Stormcast. Good job, team.
But now we've got to work out, and this is the terrifying thing, we've now got to go off and do the aftermath rolls, which we'll do off camera to save you watching us squabble over what happens.
See that.
But you'll have a nice little graphic thing that shows what happened. Maybe we'll do some arty things with it.
Stormcast ended up with both of the Emberstone shards. Important to say that for wrapping up purposes.
It's specifically on Nathan and those Liberators that just hid in the corner.
They just strategically went, no.
they liberated the battlefield of the token and nothing else.
I did strategic playing, which I never do. So I wasted a whole unit of Liberators in a way because we just ran away from things to keep the objective, the shard, but strategic.
Yes.
It meant that no one took it off us. So it was a good move, but did feel like I was 1 unit short of a picnic.
Well, yes.
That's kind of it.
So we're going to go off and do the aftermath. You will see the end of this here. if you're watching this and you've watched to the end of this, you should already know that on our channel now you can see episode 2, which is the next game, which picks up directly after this aftermath sequence.
We're wearing the same clothes.
We'll be wearing the same clothes.
Because we're going to play it now.
I'll be wearing the same salty expression, as I've already lost one, and I'm already aware that there's a part of the game, so in the core rules, the Path to Glory is very, if you'll excuse the phrase, it's a bit limp-wristed. It's very.
You can say that.
It doesn't hit hard.
It's fine. It doesn't hit hard.
It very much it's good because it encourages you to play.
Yeah.
But at the end of the game, I rolled to see if anyone got any more points. Yay! Whereas in this one, we've got battle scars, we've got battle wounding, so you've got that ability to actually lose units because they died in this series of games. The problem is if all of your heroes die. If your general dies and you have a hero, that hero can replace your general as the next general of the army. Makes narrative sense, love it. If all heroes die, then the army is sent off into the distance and told, good luck. If you want to continue the series, if you go back about 5 or 10 pages, you can write a new army. And I only have one hero because of the Tyrant, so this could potentially, depending on roles, we haven't actually looked fully at the Aftermath sequence, but this could be Ogor's last game as well as the first game.
Yeah, because I can't remember what the Aftermath sequence is, but if things die, it's bad.
But I do also want to play around with that, so let us know in the comments already if you're already here and thinking we'd like to see things a bit differently. Do you want to see just one army running through the gauntlet? Do you want to see the narrative idea of, obviously we have the Skaven, so what are they doing whilst this is happening?
What are they doing?
What are your Sylvaneth up to?
No idea.
I would like to play Fire Slayers.
Putting down roots.
Anyway, so while the Fire Slayer's doing, where are those awesome Flesh Eater courts that Steve half painted for the last video?
They're very busy.
How
Why
are the daughters looking?
On the next battle plan, why is the picture of the Grand Courtier guy, or whatever his name is, why is he on that battle
You
plan?
mean Grand Justice Gourmet?
Grand Justice Gourmet, why is he on that?
Because we're dealing with justice. No, it's because each of them,
Okay.
the narrative in the book is there's 4 different armies that they are running through their own path to glory in the narrative part before the thing. Buy the book, read it, it's always fun. You've got a Flesh Eater Courts army, a Blades of Corn army.
No.
A Slaves to Darkness, a Stormcast Eternals, and a Cruel Boys army, and they're all having a bit of fun. So you get a mix of everyone. Yes, we'll be back for you in either the next video that you're going to click on to see episode 2, or on the 15th of March with the actual Battle for the Pass. This time he means it, rather than the shifting objectives that should have been Battle for the Pass last turn. 2,000 point general handbook game. We don't really know what armies we'll be playing for that one just yet.
No.
But one of the reasons I picked the Ogres for this one was because then a big 2,000 point collection wasn't locked up in this and you didn't have to double video.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
again, if you want to see that sort of thing, let us know in the comments. Please, as you're here already, why don't you like, comment, subscribe, all the algorithm things to make us look really great, because we need the help.
Because we're great.
Unfortunately, I can prove it has been 0 days since your last nonsense. Bye!